All right, do you have an angler on your Christmas wish list? If you do, Jason Matady is the man to help you out, especially when it comes to ice fishing. Thanks for being here this morning, Jason.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
First things first, we got to start with the hole. Let's start with the auger.
Absolutely. You know, what's on the floor in front of us here, this is, it's called the Ion
Like
X.
that of white.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Daryl, for drawing the attention to where we need it to be. This has been out for a couple of years, but this new model they have is it's an electric auger, meaning you pop a battery on it, just kind of like your power drill type of thing. And what's really cool is if you go into a shack and cut a hole, you're not gassing yourself out anymore. And it's got a really neat reverse feature on it so that you can actually spin the ice down, you know, when you got the ice shavings, you get to scoop your hole, you can actually push it under the ice. Nice. Instead of pulling it up all over your boots and your legs and flooding your floor. So that's a nice handy feature, and once we get a chance to use that, I'll hopefully have a few more details for you later once I get to field test that thing.
Got to ask you, how hardy is that battery? Temperatures get pretty cold.
What I'm told is if you take the battery off and pop it in your jacket, that prolongs battery life. But apparently it can do 1,600 inches of ice, which is over 40 holes for 2 feet of ice.
So you're doing well.
You can seriously turn the lake into Swiss cheese with that thing, which is the important thing.
Let's move ourselves up. We got this beautiful item right here. I'll hold up for the camera.
Absolutely. That is called the ice rigger. And what it is it's a tip-up system that you can put a fishing rod in. The one over here that I'll hold up, this one has a spool on it, so the spool goes underwater and you hand fight the fish by line. But that one you pop a rod in and it can actually fight the fish up, which is kind of a neat feature. And this is a different type of style reel. This one, it's called a straight line reel, and we're also doing some research with that particular model about being able to, what it does is it keeps your line from twisting, so your lure doesn't spin under the water. And that can often mean the difference between a lot of fish and very few fish. Sometimes they don't like spinning. You
got a couple different options if we're gonna, you know, enjoy the shack and not hold on to our reel the entire time.
For sure. You are allowed to use 2 lines in the wintertime. And what I often do is I actively jig with one and have the other one sit there. The neat thing about these rod holders, this one here, it can actually, if you get a bump or the wind, it can jig a little bit. But the neat part about it is if you get a fish, it'll pull through there, and you're not going to lose your entire rig, which is really, really interesting. We'll see if I can get that balanced again. Wow, look at that.
It's like the drinking bird. All right,
exactly.
You got this one's a little more colorful.
Yeah, and this one, you know, you can see it a little bit better on the ice, and it's your standard one like this. It isn't quite as dynamic and has the features of that one, but it will keep your rod up out of the ice, up out of the snow, and so that's a really good unit too.
What's biting this time of year, and what do we got to use?
Well, perch, pike, and walleye, you know, our main fare is biting, as well as some trout if you can get up to the trout lakes. We have the tried and true in the middle, which is the real bait flasher jig, which if you want to catch lots of walleyes and giant walleyes, that's the way to do it. And the Rapella jigging wraps, these are new this year, the glow-in-the-dark colors in these different perch patterns, which big fish love to clobber perch and eat as many of them as they can. And also the finesse sinking Rapella, this has got a really good action if you want to get a bit more aggressive for those bigger fish, and it's the one right here. With the UV coating on it, which means it just has different reflections and brighter colors, particularly in lower light conditions down there, because it gets really dark under the ice.
You got another great event coming up. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. We're going to go through all these mechanisms and toys and those types of things Saturday, 1 p.m. at Cabela's in Regina, and we're going to actually fire that auger up because we can, because it's electric in the store. And yeah, we're going to run through all these things that you need to know if you're looking for those specialty items for that angler.
They can't make it out there. How else can they get a hold of you and ask the questions?
They can go to Matadys getfishin.com. We'll have some updates on our Facebook page as well. And by all means, we got lots of fresh videos going up there next week.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Good luck with your Christmas shopping if you got a fisherman in your life or fisherwoman.